warm greetings from Himalayan country, Nepal, to the participants of International Teleconference on Instant Determinism ITED 2020. I feel privileged to be part of this important historical event organized by IRM Santili Foundation. Let me, in this small talk, I like to share my contact with Professor Santili, which is almost 20 years long association. My first contact with Professor Santili started in 1981. You can see this is the letter I received from Professor Santili to the reply of my letter, which I wrote on February 26, 1981, which I have highlighted here. And on March 28, 1981, so he sent me the answer over here, the reply over here. This is the first correspondence contact with Professor Santili. At the time I was doing my PhD at People's Friendship University. So I found this book by Professor Santili, Foundation of Theoretical Mechanics 1. And this was the start of my PhD work, actually. I was doing work on stability of motion, and I looked at this book, and then I wrote that letter to Professor Santili on February 26, 1981. So after reading the book, I found that most of the things written over here was known to me. His second volume was still not coming, but he was kind enough to send me the Xerox copy of the two volumes, two chapters he has already finished. So I tried to edit the first two chapters of that book. And I can recollect that when the book came out, Professor Santili has mentioned my name in the acknowledgement. The book was published in 1983 when I was just completing my PhD. After reading, when I got this letter and started editing this book, then Professor Santili invited me to participate in an internal conference, which was being held in France. So this is the first internal conference on non-potential interactions and their readmission treatment, which was held in University of Orleans, France from 5 to 7 January 1982. And the conference was organized by Professor Santili and some other professors. And this is the photo I have still with me. The photo was taken in the City Hall of Orleans, where we had a small reception by the University Orleans Council. And this is a photo taken on 6 January 1982. You can see on the left side is a member of City Council, myself in 1982, and Ji Sun from China, and Professor Santili itself. So after this conference, I completed a PhD, came back in 1983 to Nepal, started working. In May of 2009, I became the president of Nepal Mathematical Society. Then I decided that as a president of the Nepal Mathematical Society should organize an internal conference. Then I wrote to Santili that I like to have a conference. In the meantime, I was invited in Russia, and I happened to meet Professor Vladimir Gladisev and Professor Dmitry Pavlov at their university, Government Moscow State Technical University, on February 2010. And they told me that they have met Professor Santili. He has come in 2009 May to deliver, to participate in and deliver lecture over here. And so that gave me a new way to again contact Professor Santili. So this is the lecture Professor Santili has given in Moscow in May 2009. New Science for the Third Millennium. Professor Santili has given that talk. And when we were talking with this professor from Bauman Technical University, then they told me that there is a new award being established in Armenia called the 2000, it was started in 2010 itself, called Abarsumian International Prize in Astronomy and Astrophysics. And they told me that Professor Santili is a appropriate professor candidate for that award. So then I wrote Professor Santili about this news, And Professor Santilli applied for this award for 2010. This is Victor Ambassadorian International Science Prize. This is one of the important award in astronomy, astrophysics, and its related sciences. It is being awarded to outstanding scientists from any country and nationality having scientific contribution in science. The prize is awarded since 2010 every 2 years. But unfortunately, it was given to some other people, not to Professor Santilli. Anyway, that becomes a means to contact him for the international conference I wanted to have in Nepal. And he agreed over that by proposal, and we decided to have a conference in Nepal, which we call Third International Conference on De-Admissal Treatment of Irreversible Processes. We call it Eclectic 3. It was held in January 4 to 7, 2011 at Kathmandu University, where I was I'm one of the founder members of this university and holding a key administrative position at that time. And the conference was in partnership with Nepal Mathematical Society, Nepal Physical Society, and R.M. Santilli Foundation, USA. And Professor Santilli has supported in all ways to make this conference a success. So I'll try to give a small reflections of this conference, Eclectic 3, which was held in Nepal from January 4 to 7, 2011. The primary aim of the conference was to cover mathematical, physical, and industrial methods to study new clean energies with topics on irreversible fields, space algebra, geometry in mathematics, irreversible mechanics, statics in physics, new magnicular, and other combustions. So on January 4, we had the opening ceremony. We dedicated this conference in the memory of Professor Ho Chu Minh, who was present in the 1982 conference in France. At the time, he was in States. Later on, he became the past president of COICA over there. So this is inauguration over here. Since the conference was in memory of a Korean professor, we invited the ambassador, Wong Sumong from Republic of Korea. He kindly came over here, and the inauguration was done jointly by the ambassador and our founding vice chancellor, Professor Suresh Sharma. So Professor Mung was one of the founders of this Korean Institute of Advanced Sciences over here, but he died in February 2010 before just our conference. So this is the glimpses of the opening conference. I was addressing the welcoming. Professor Ho Chu Minh was known to Long and Young, who was president of the Korean Space Science. He came all the way with his wife to talk about the life of Professor Ho Chu Minh. And the ambassador itself also greeted the conference. And of course, Professor Santilli gave all the introduction highlights of the conference. And there were greetings from the president of Nepal Physical Society, the secretary of Nepal Mathematical Society. He is now the president now of the society, our founding vice chancellor, and Professor Tuladhar Adhikari, who was the chairman of the local organizing committee. Then we had several presentations during 4 to 7 January. So there was a session on mathematics. There were 4 presentations and 3 videos. Session on invariantly admissal treatment of irreversible processes, 5 lectures and 1 video presentation. Session on admissal algebra 5. Session on open problems in antimatter 5. Session on new energies 5. Session on technology 2. Session on irreversible treatment, thermodynamical process 7. Altogether, there were 33 lectures, live lectures, and 4 video were there. And in between, there were a lot of open forum and discussion led by Professor Santilli. The conference was very, very lively, which you can see from some of the photos I have put over here. In altogether, there were 20 countries: China, Czech Republic, Greece, India, Iran, Israel, Italy, Korea, Nepal, Netherlands, Norway, Romania, Russia, Sweden, Turkey, Israel, USA, UK, and Ukraine. There were 20 countries and 44 participants. It was a very cozy but very lively conference over here. So we had sessions starting from January 4 after the inauguration over there. And these are the pictures of the glimpses of scientific session over here. On the first day over here, you can see the participants participating very actively and energetically. And where this is the mode of pictures. You can see how lively the conference is. So on day 3, we have morning and afternoon session, and so the pictures of that day. And we gave token of love to all the presenters and also the chairperson of each of the sessions. So it was a token of love from Nepal to all the presenters and also all the chairpersons of the sessions. So last day, January 7, day 4, there was morning session and afternoon session. So this is the last day, pictures of the last day. So there are exchange of some souvenirs over there. And then we also had some social events. You can see some of the dinners and group photos taken during the social event. So during that conference, we distributed some books over here. Of course, the program and after book was also prepared and distributed to all the participants. And there was one book called Exploring a Myth, Conventional Wisdom or Scientific Truth by Jeremy Denning Davis. And my mother had just passed away a few days before the conference started. So a arbitrary was given to my mother, who passed away at the age of 92, just before the conference. And also we distributed a book, New Sciences for a New Era, written by Santilli to all the participants. And this is a group photo, memorable group photo, taken on January 7, 2011, Friday, when the conference was totally concluded. And within within a year, we were able to produce 2-volume proceeding of the conference with all the details. And this conference, which we had in Nepal, was to some way, this eclectic 3 played a crucial preparatory role for the proof of the instant Podolsky Rosen EPR argument, about which we will be talking in this historical teleconference we are starting from September 1. My next meeting with Professor Santilli was during the San Marino workshop on astrophysics and cosmology for matters and antimatters, September 5 to 9, 2011. It was held in the Republic of San Marino, Italy. So the conference was also organized by the Research Ministry of San Marino. San Marino is supposed to be the oldest republic in the world. And it was, of course, strongly supported by R.M. Santilli Foundation and the Institute for Basic Research, Florida, USA. So this is a group photo of that conference. Now, my next meeting with Santilli was in 2016, where Professor Santilli was organizing a Sustainable Industrial Processing Summit and exhibition. He especially invited me and my wife, Nirola, to attend the Santilli International Symposium on Sustainable Mathematical Application, which was held from November 6 to 10, 2016 at Hainan, China. So this is let me put some glimpses of this Santilli International Symposium in Hainan. So you can see it was a cozy, a very lively conference, which was held in Hainan, China 4 years back. So there was a talk by Dan Setchman. He was the Nobel Prize in chemistry from Israel. So we prepared souvenir to both Santilli and Madam Carla with their photos in a teacup over there, my wife and myself. And a lot of souvenirs and certificates were given on that conference. There's a group photo of some of the presenters over here, and some of them got the prizes. And I also made a presentation where Santilli itself was chairing the session over here. I was also given a honor with R.M. Santilli Foundation Award over here. So it was a very memorial conference for me. And so I have to thank Santilli and Carla Santilli for this generosity. With this small presentation, I look forward for this historical teleconference and wish all the best to all participants. Now, due to COVID-19, we are presenting meeting virtually in this international teleconference on instant determinism ITED 2020. So in the last, I have put a photo so that greetings come from the Himalayan country. So I took this photo of Lamtang Himalaya while I was trekking to this mountain, Himalaya mountain, Lamtang, on October 26, 2014, 6 years back. I took this photo at so after 4 p.m. over here. So with this small presentation, I'll try to show how Professor Santilli has been working, and I was associated with Santilli for the past 20 years, starting from 81, 82, and his hard work is now giving more and more fruits. And in this historical conference, we'll be talking on more on debate, I hope so, on ancient determinism. Thank you very much.